Navi's turn to ban. Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Navi's turn to pick. Vega Squadron's turn to pick.
Vengeful spirit.
Vega Squadron's turn to pick.
Death prophet.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sven stands ready.
Navi's turn to ban. Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I should have seen that one coming.
Vega Squadron's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Ladies
time.
and gentlemen, I'm just cutting these ads just a little bit short as
Vega
we're already
Squadron's
halfway through the
turn
draft,
to
so
pick.
it's kind of hard to time it, but hey, we are here now. Vega Squadron versus Navi's, Natus Vincere, Navi, in a 2-game series in Dota Pit League Season 4. In this particular group, there haven't been that many games played just yet, so there's not a whole lot at stake just yet, but of course you want to get as many wins under your belt as possible. So yeah, today to help me break down the draft, we have none other than Ryu Borus. How are you doing, man?
I'm great, man. How do I sound? I might be a little
5
bit
seconds remaining.
too talkative,
Uh,
too loud.
I think you're good. I think you're good. Of course, the
Okay,
chat will
okay, we'll
let us know, obviously, if
yeah,
I'm too loud, if you're too loud.
Navi's
my
turn
end
to
game
gonna-
should be
pick.
fine. I hope for everyone. They won't be complaining. I know sometimes I messed it up when I switched different casters, so
Yeah.
sometimes I forget to mute. Sometimes on that, but All looking good, man. Like you said, the draft's almost done, and we just started. I can't even talk about Vega or Navi. It feels like what's going on here?
Yeah, well, I guess we might have some time when the game actually starts to talk about these teams. Of course, Vega not
10
having
seconds
solo,
remaining.
unfortunately. He's having internet issues.
Yep.
But Navi with a whole new roster, including General
5
here.
seconds
He'll be back
remaining.
for game 2, and then they're gonna win.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, this
Reserve
draft already,
time.
Vengeful Spirit, Death Prophet, Witch Doctor. Already you see a lot of physical damage coming out from Vega. And of course, Vengeful Spirit is especially one of their kind of go-to heroes in the CIS scene in general. I've seen that hero picked up time and time again. But Navi with the Wisp Sven straight off the bat. So what are your impressions so far?
I want to see their next pick, but off the bat, I will say it does add. Yeah, okay. So what they want to
Vega
do at
squadrons
this situation, they want to
turn to
get a lot of
pick.
pickoffs now, because when you do IO Savin, normally you're not going to be running, the dual lane mid when you do IO plus Tiny. But in this case, they're just going to be running it safe
Navi's
lane
turn
here,
to pick.
and they're going to be looking to go around the map. I really like Sven against DP and Witch Doctor. They have heavy physical damage, like you mentioned, from Vega. So what do? You get Warcry, buff up everybody's armor, and that spell is going to be insane going into later stages of the game. 20 armor, it's going to help a lot. But with this Brewmaster pickup, it might be very hard for Sven to even be in team fights. And
10
you just put him
seconds
up in the air,
remaining.
you focus IO down, and bada bing, you win the
5
team fight.
seconds remaining.
It's looking very strong. I'm not gonna say Brewmaster's an amazing hero yet, because yes,
Reserve time.
one, he has to get a lot of farm to get his Blink Dagger so he can initiate properly, and two, I'm interested to see where he goes in this game.
Yep.
Particularly, right? Is he gonna go off lane? Is he gonna go safe lane? I honestly think DP's still the best bet for mid.
Yeah, DP is just so strong mid, even up against a potential dual lane here with the Wisp Sven, even though they with the Batrider, okay, not anymore. That will be a safe lane duo,
Turn
more
to
than likely. Batrider potentially in the off lane with the Queen of Pain taking over the middle role, but they're still somewhat flexible in their draft lineup. They can still put the Batrider mid, Queen of Pain off. They can do all sorts of things. But
10
Vega,
seconds
no matter
remaining.
what, I mean, you can put the Brewmaster mid, he's gonna get those levels at the very
5
least.
seconds
But
remaining.
at the same time, Death Prophet is just so strong in most mid matchups
Reserve
that
time.
it's really hard to make a case to put her in any sort of other lane.
Navi.
She's
It'd be
not
kind of
gonna have
interesting to
much of
see
an
her in an aggressive tri lane, right? But the problem is Spirit Siphon. There's only one charge at level 1, so it's kind of good and it's kind of bad, because the long charge retime, you kind of have to be like all
10
in, right?
seconds
Venge,
Yeah.
Witch
remaining.
Doctor, Death Prophet. It could actually work. They could get some easy kills.
5
At the same
seconds
time, though, if
remaining.
IO comes in, starts healing up somebody, he's level 2, put that charge on, it could be very
Reserve
terrifying for
time.
Vega. But I'm not saying they're going to go aggressive. Potentially they could, even with Witch Doctor, Venge, Brew. So DP most likely going against the Queen of Pain here in this situation. Last ban now, Morphling,
Vega
I'd say is
squadrons
pretty
turn
much a
to
very
pick.
popular pick besides Lone Druid nowadays for your carries, and is good taking away. Vega, if they're not going to do core Venge here, Weaver's not too bad in this situation. You can go for, fast Lincolns, helps dodge the Batrider. You can get really aggressive. Slark isn't too bad either in this situation
10
if you
seconds
if you
remaining.
have fast fingers and you can get off. But still, they're gonna be
5 seconds remaining.
it's gonna be hard to lock down the Queen of Pain right now. That's why I really like Navi's Queen of Pain pickup.
Reserve
So maybe if
time.
they can ensure it with another hero here, what could they get for Vega?
Well, if they want to go more offensive, if they're really worried about the Batrider, this would also always be Abaddon in the pool, just to be able to break the lasso as soon as it comes out, but that's not always easy to execute. But yeah, you're absolutely right, the Queen of Pain can be an issue, so ideally you want to have some sort of silence, maybe a Night Stalker, which has not been banned out, just to have that aggressive potential, not just against Quad, but also against Batrider, having that vision advantage at nighttime and the IO just being able to burst them down.
I think they already have Venge in the swap, so they're gonna
Yep.
probably position it as a support in this role, and they're gonna pick up a core. But I do like your idea of a Night Stalker taking over the map. It's just that if they don't get anything done early on by, say, the 15-20 minutes, it's gonna be I don't know. They could though, right? Because you
Yep.
have Avenge Core, you can get the Roshan really fast. You get the towers easily early on if DP. But the problem is, if Brewmaster does get shut down, then you have a really useless hero here until level 6. So Vega's really thinking right now. Do they want to do they want to go with your logic support role here, or do they what do they want to do? Surprising enough, Earth Spirit hasn't been picked up at all this game or banned.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird for me at least.
Well, if they can play it, it would also be another option just to have that silence and that ridiculous amount of lockdown that just a good Spirit player can pull out. So yeah, I haven't really thought about that here, just mostly because I want to forget about him as quickly as I can if I don't see him in the game. But hey,
10 seconds remaining.
10 more seconds, then we'll find out which way Vega Squadron want to go. Whether they want to go more
5
defensive,
seconds
a little bit more
remaining.
aggressive. To what roles they want. Okay, that's not going to be a core bench,
Navi's
support
turn
bench,
to
support
pick.
Witch Doctor, perhaps offlane Brewmaster? Or can they actually get away with an aggro try here?
I know. You can't get it away with an aggro when IO's going to be starting with bottle. Once IO gets level 2, once he gets that overcharge, it's going to be way too much sustain and heal, and you have to go on IO all the time. But he's not going to be the one on the front line. It's going to be Sven, and if you get one good
10
turnaround, depending on
seconds
Navi's
remaining.
next pickup, right? If they pick up Enigma here, then absolutely you go
5
aggressive for
seconds
Vega.
remaining.
But if Navi pick up something like Disruptor, I'm trying to think of what their
Reserve
best bet
time.
is here. Disruptor is pretty good. I want to say Dazzle is pretty good too to deal with the Brewmaster.
Yep.
You can just heal up and do a lot of physical damage as well. Buff up the armor, like I said, against the heavy physical DPS.
Yep. Also synergize
Navi.
well. Yeah, it is. Also synergizes well with the IO. Just have that extra bit of burst heal, even more of that. As you said, the extra armor from the Weave on top of the Warcry from the Sven will mean that the Death Prophet ultimate, if both of these spells are used properly, it's barely going to do anything. Even with the Vengeful Spirit, with the getting a wave out. Same for the Witch Doctor Death Ward, or the Spectre even haunting in, unless Pasha has.
Yeah, the
already
pure
has a
damage,
Fused Blade or
it's
something to
so good.
occupy damage.
The one thing they have is the pure damage coming in from
Yeah.
the Spectre right click, so that'll help out a lot against the armor. I mean, Spectre with Manta style is so broken. Oh my goodness, giving all that damage, pure damage over to your illusions, so it's very, very hard to play against. And
10 seconds
what do you think so
remaining.
far, Vega, Navi? Anybody get out ahead here,
5
Dragon?
seconds remaining.
That's a good question. I kind of like any sort of Wisp lineup if it's executed properly, especially you have the start from the Batrider, right? You have General playing that one. He's going to be able to blink in,
Prepare
last
for
someone,
battle.
then you have the relocated follow-up to get the easy and quick kill. So if they can manage to make that work, then especially on someone like a Spectre who needs to be ahead, who needs to be the one who's doing similar kind of things, right? With the horns in after your team sets up kills for you, just to get that extra bit of farm that you need. So I kind of want to say Navi. That being said, though, Vega are also pretty damn good at their heroes. When you think about Vengeful Spirit, and when you think about Death Prophet as well, the kind of impact that hero can have.
No, it's for me, is Brewmaster going to get shut down so much because it's no Batrider, right? Batrider
Yeah.
can go back into the jungle. He did, however, start with an Iron Talon. I'm going to see how fast Mag can farm compared to General here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they do in that affair. At the same time, it was
30
really good of
seconds to
them
battle.
for the Batrider. I thought they were going to scout out General placing that ward there, but unfortunately, Sema didn't place a ward or anything. He only placed this ward, TP top, but instead they pinged on this hill. They pinged, okay, we wanted the ward here, and then he changed his mind. I wanted the ward right here for mid lane, so if he had dropped that ward a little bit early, he would have saw General place it.
Doesn't look like we're gonna see any early rune aggression, so let's take a
battle
quick look at our
begins.
complete lineup, starting with Navi, General here, breaking down some trees already. Okay, we can talk about why he's done that in a second, but in the middle lane, we've got Saneko right now on the Wisp. He's gonna be helping out Denny maybe a little bit on the Queen of Pain. Down here, supporting on the Dazzle will be Artstyle, and it only leaves Dijara playing the Sven.
For the side of Vega, we got no one playing the Death Prophet. Team of the Slayer playing Witch Doctor. There's a lot of harassment going on mid here, and just take it sick, but nothing's happening. Mag is going to be going into this jungle as your Brewmaster. Top lane, we got King R, the stand-ins for Solo. Sad he can't be here right now. playing the Venge. Spectre is going to be last on Posh, so Pasha's going to have to do a really good job this game. Spectre can get shut down pretty heavily with Navi's lineup.
But now that he's kind of getting a free lane, General doesn't really want to go too close. Obviously having Firefly first, not having the Napalm to start being annoying. And even then, you always have to watch out for the rotations here from King R. Even a single stun with Pasha coming in with a Spectral Dagger, and then even if just a Witch Doctor cast, even if you don't get any bounces, all that stuff should be enough to get a kill on a Batrider if General isn't careful about his positioning. And even just the right clicks from King R. Super annoying to deal with.
Yeah, mid lane, here we go. Gonna be very aggressive.
Here. Slows from the tether, and then he gets a couple of right clicks in. This is gonna be enough here. Barely, perhaps. Verify, one use, Snake with last right, barely
he's still
unable.
dead.
See that? He's sticking out. Yeah, first blood. The self immediately cancelled after he popped it, not enough to actually push him over the edge. And that is the Death Prophet going down, and now Seater Spaladium. I don't know where he's going here, but that is not a safe path. The cast comes out, doesn't bounce, and that'll be a secondary kill here for the IO. That's new coming out from the one to try and get a count kill, but Dandy has that support from the Wisp, making sure.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression put it out here in general. He's slowed down, but he's got boots, so he'll be fine. But be a lot of damage for him. He's still level 1, trying so desperately to get this off lane level 2. It's not happening, however, and Dandy's just making it out like a madman now. He's only having 4 CS though, compared to the Death Prophet of he only had 7. No one kind of missed 4 creeps under the tower, but it's kind of weird seeing Dandy doing that well of a CS, but still getting a lot of kills early on. I mean, he's completely crushing right now. 600 net worth over no one.
Yep. Well, these couple of kills definitely helped, and also the fact that they have 2 bottles between themselves. I mean, Dandy as well as Snake, I believe that's his bottle on the courier right now, going back to base, means that they will never run out of health and mana to play with. So Dandy can just go for these kind of blink plays every single time, and Death Prophet, you have the 2 spirits from charges right now, but it's not going to be enough to allow you to stay in lane safely.
He's just trying to get his bottle. It's 3 minutes in the game right now. It's a hard life for no one. Zima, he went back to the jungle, and let's see if he didn't really stack anywhere. So I'm kind of curious as how they're really putting these dual lanes right now. It's fun to see that Soneko has just been doing so much work in the mid lane on the Wisp here, and it's just completely crushing Death Prophet. They really need to just Zima. What he's doing right now is it's kind of too late putting him behind him, but he has to be at all times. You have to be very wary of the IO ganking. It's kind of sad that General's playing Batrider. If he was playing, you know, say a Tusk or something, you would have like a 3-man squad always going on no one mid.
Yep. Right now, though, General delegated to the jungle, unable to really put on the pressure on Pasha that they need. So it does freak up King R a little bit. But, well, at the end of the day, it's a Batrider. He's level 2. Not ideal, but he's still going to be able to farm the jungle up fairly efficiently, especially if you compare that to Mag on a Brewmaster, who, as we say that, is already level 4. And is that just the power of the Iron Talon, or how does he manage to do that?
Yeah, Iron Talon's OP for farming the jungle. He's been doing really nicely. I've been watching him carefully. He's just going through all the right rotations to each camp, working out like
jungle here.
Yep. And he started off over on his own side.
Hang on, middle lane, no one. Ooh. Then he blinks in for that tether, gets a tether slow, Spirit Siphon on 2 heroes though, keeps no one alive for the time being. Then might actually been dropped. Oh, the nuke! Gets him at the very edge, and there's a bit of an overcommitment there. They thought they had the damage, but hey, Spirit Siphon. Didn't think it would do that much, but then again, it's Spirit Siphon Death Prophet. It is still a little bit broken.
I mean, all what Dindy did early on now is completely negated. He's now level 6 on Death Prophet, only level 5 on Queen of Pain here. So Neko has been doing a good job, so this is his 2nd stack. Dindy gonna refill the bottle. Did he? Oh no, he messed up.
Oh, come on.
Dindy.
Too bad. But yeah, let's talk about these carries. We have Pitcher on one side on the Sven, and Pasha on the other side on Spectre. Both of them are getting pretty much free farm. Pasha has a little bit less CS right now, as the Batrider was at least in lane for a little bit, I guess. But who do you actually give the edge to here?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Like going into the mid game, who's gonna be aggressive first or effective first?
I think it's gonna be Vega, just because they've almost gotten level. I'm not gonna say it's because Mag hasn't died, and he's gonna be really close to getting his level 6 here soon. Whereas General, he's gonna be the same time, but he's not gonna have the blink dagger. I think they're gonna be able to make big plays with the Panda, and with no one on a DP making these huge turnaround plays already. Once you have your other cores coming in, they're just gonna have a lot of sustain and survivability in these team fights, and I think they're gonna be able to. Oh, General.
Pasha just man fighting up. He has 3 charges on top of him, but still did enough damage to force General back out of lane. He just came in there, but now smoke up from Seneko. Just to try and get back into lane a little bit quicker by the looks of it. It's rather cheap now, so you can go for these kind of plays, but well, yeah, the level 6s are gonna be
Smoke's the new
very
TP.
important for all of these heroes, really. I mean, not just for Mac, but also for Io, who's almost level 5, soaking the experience from Dandy in mid. Top lane? Seema?
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I'm just waiting. Is General gonna do something? He's gonna get got on? What's going on here? Because Pasha is really low.
So, Nico, look at him. It's actually smoke inside the enemy jungle. The smoke will now break as he places the ward, sees Mac on the low ground. Maybe he could soak some of that experience out, but he's not going to risk it. Just TPing out straight away, back to the mid lane. But yeah, they do have vision on Mac now. What's that really going to do for them though? Are they just setting up for the relocate gangs to come out later on this jungle?
Well, one, they were checking to see how much it was stacked, and they're gonna find out that it's not stacked at all. So, end is kind of a waste to put it there, but at times you're gonna get tabs on Mag, so it's still a good ward to play.
Did you run? Gets a stun up, then he blinks into no one. Do they have the damage to bring him down actually? Now no one turns around, 1 charge, 2 charge, not enough with the extra burst from Denny. So that was a rotation from Dijara.
Way too slow.
Just running straight at them.
That was way too slow of a rotation from Seema. I didn't get to see if he was running to get a TP, but if he had TP'd immediately, he would have survived and he would have potentially gotten a turnaround kill. So far, it's very slow reactions from the side of Vega. But at the same time, General did go down at the top lane. So there was a trade. Did he get his earn too? No. Pasha has it now, but he didn't get any earn charges.
Maybe Seema's helping up top. Sure. TP
no.
comes in, then he actually caught in a bit of a rough spot. He doesn't know it yet, but King R is invis there. Doesn't want to go for the attempt just yet. Needs a little bit of extra momentum from the creeper from the rest of the team. And
there it is.
Scout out the IO. There it is. There's a stun. That cast to follow up. Spirits. It's not enough. He gets the blink out, but there's a haunt coming in. They're looking for Seneko, looking for Denny here with the Spectral Dagger. Pasha comes in, gets a right click off, but Denny still being kept alive by a stick charge. Now potential turnaround. Dijara comes in, gets a stun onto no one here, but the ultimate means that they can't really get too close. And look at all these heals there from Seema keeping up. They do get the Newcom on the Dendy here after bringing down Seneko before everyone dropping quite low on the side of Vega, but not low enough to actually secure a counter kill. But so well, not quite the way they planned. They just want to get the quick pick off on Dendy and mid on the back of the stun, but instead they get 2 heroes in force rotation from Dijara, which also in turn gives Max some lane time down on the bottom.
Really timely Vincere there, and Dendy just overstaying his welcome a little bit there, and knowing how Vega, they know that Dendy's ulti is on cooldown, so they can easily pressure and do those kind of plays. Now Dendy's ulti is going to be up in 30 seconds. They might be a little bit cautious diving that heavily, because if he did have Sonic Wave up, he could have got a triple kill there. So really good understanding there, but like you said, Mag.
There's a weave coming out onto no one. He's trying to get out, not quite as fast. Wizball doing a decent amount of actually able to burst him down. The cast bouncing back between Denny and Seneko though. Now no more stun from King R, but Dendy, well, still being healed up by Seneko, but it takes a lot of tower shots. Not gonna be enough to bring him down though. King R now next one on the list. They want more. They're gonna get it too. And now Seema, another cast, but they're doing the delta split. Mac then though joins the party for the first time, pops the ultimate. That'll be Artstar going down. Maybe not just yet though. Does have the shallow grave to keep him alive, but he can't TP out.
Burn,
there
baby, burn.
Yeah, would have been another stun from the Earth Panda, or even a lift up from the Storm Panda, or whatever they're called. So make them work with it a little bit.
Relocate up.
Okay. What's going on? They're gonna go for Pasha here, blink out. Goes back, but the Sonic Wave committed to secure the kill, and that's what I expected them to do. Just put on pressure on Spectre.
Yep. Now Sonic Wave is on cooldown.
Thought you
This
had
could be
that,
the time
didn't you?
for Vega to get really aggressive. At the same time, Brewmaster Split is on cooldown. They really want to use the Haunt though. They already used it once, but they need to put some pressure. The only setup they really have is the Venge, and they do have the smoke. They're preparing here for King R and Sema, but where can they go right now? It's gonna be very hard to kill Dindy. They kind of need to have the silence on no one, but he's level 9 now.
Dire's bottom tower
Opting to
is
skip
under
it right
attack.
now.
It's kind of standard build. Sometimes you get put the
Radiant's
value
middle
point into
tower
the
is under
silence,
attack.
and sometimes it's actually really useful to have it. But at the same time, you want to have the max charges on Spirit type, and you want to have that big nuke damage from the Crypt Swarm. So it's kind of a hard choice sometimes. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Where do they go? With Art Style as well as Neko sitting behind Dendi here, he's kind of untouchable unless he goes in too deep outside of the range of his supports. But yeah, the other lanes, General, are kind of keeping safe now. He's trying to farm up his Blink Dagger. He's pretty damn close, but at the same time, Dejura as well. Or Seabuild's building into the armlet, also not really exposing himself on lane, just instead trying to go for these rotations.
Yep, that's a really good time. At the same time, General is going to be getting his Blink Dagger here momentarily with this creep wave. And the next one, considering they're not going for a gank play on him. But so we're going to have to see how the two offlaners respectively do. Because both of them can make huge plays right now with both of their Blinks online.
Is Mac really an offlaner though? He wasn't really in the offlane throughout the entire laning stage, so...
It's just like a Enigma jungling. He's level 9. It's insane. Let's look at the levels. Actually, well, there's a big fight right now.
Smoking around the back here, place a wall to stop the Ancients from spawning. Now waiting for an opportunity to go on Dandy, but at the same time, still Snako and Dejura in this case.
We didn't even talk about them clearing out the Ancients right there. I think it was a 4-stack. And Ditya did that. He went for an armlet too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen an armlet spin in a long time. Normally you see the Helm of the Dom into Saint-Jin Yasha rush or Helm of the Dom into Blink Dagger or BKB, so definitely a different build.
Yeah, he actually disassembled the Helm of the Dominator to get the armlet done, so that's why he still has the Morbid Mask. But yeah, what do you think about this build? It's just knowing that the IO is behind you anyway to make sure that you have sustain and mobility so it can go for more damage.
It just gives you so much damage early on. And with the IO, like you're saying, it just allows you to heal up. It's kind of like, think of it as a Huskar too. You have the Dazzle plus the IO here to keep you alive. So what does he do? He goes for an armlet build. At the same time though, it would be really nice to see him go for more movement speed too, or mobility. He's going to definitely need it. Even though you have the IO tethered to you and you do get the bonus movement speed, it's not going to be enough when you're trying to chase down heroes.
Chasing down Vega. They were looking for something in the top lane here, so now grouping up as 5. Mag with the attempt of a sidestep with the Blink Dagger of his that he's been able to pick up. General has his own now. Has to have it delivered though before he can actually use it, and in the meantime this tier 1 should probably be falling. At the same time though, hey, look at this, Danny and Snako trying to put a little bit of extra pressure on his tier 2 in mid. But there will be rotations and they can't push quite as fast. Yeah, timing on Blink Dagger is just a little bit too late for General. Maybe they could have made something happen there if he had it just a couple of seconds earlier.
Oh, Sema is gonna get blinked on. They have the turnaround here.
Oh, Pasha's coming in here, wants Snako and will be able to burst him down. And just a couple of right clicks here. Danny caught with stun from King R, joining after the fact. Does have another blink now. Turns around. What the hell was that? What was that about? Is that just reborn pathing or?
No, he turned around to blink, but instead of just keep running, maybe he thought somebody was TPing to the tier 2 bottom lane. So he's like, okay, I have to TP, I have to blink back up because normally Vega will make that play to where they're TPing somebody down. Mag did TP, so if he had blinked over, probably would have died anyways, but oh, just the turnaround. Maybe he juked a little bit more in the trees first, but at the same time, Spectral Dagger was still up, so it's really hard to juke a Spectre. Very unfortunate there, but yeah, there you go. Blink Dagger spin, and this is when Ditya becomes very scary. I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on him, because he can just 2-shot Spectre, or not 2-shot, maybe 4-shot, but it's gonna be very interesting how much damage he's gonna be able to put out here. Top lane.
And go on art style here. There's a shockwave available. Now that was a bait. Snow comes in with the lasso. Now Relocate comes in. Cass comes out. There was no Maggie with a three-man crush there. Ditya now stunned up, controlled up, will be brought down by the Death Ward General. It's not exactly how I wanted that fight to go. Blinks out, trying to juke and jive here, but there's a rock coming in from the Panda. They track it down inside the jungle, inside the Duke spot, and
Who got baited?
what looked like an easy.
Who are you saying? Who got baited there? I think you got it wrong, my friend. No, it's just it's kind of like the fact.
I guess.
It's just the Witch Doctor factor, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people praise how amazing Disruptor is at countering the relocates, but I think Witch Doctor is even better in situations like that, where all you do is get one stun off onto the carry of Sven, and then he's completely useless. He just keeps bouncing around. It gives enough time for the Spectre to go out, and then the huge clap coming in from Mag too. So really well played there, coming out from Vega.
Full duration Death Ward too, and even though it's only level 1, it's just never a good sign if you're in a position where you have to let that go. But yeah, Navi fighting off a little bit more than they can chew. Now though, Denny with an Vincere sees the courier, deliver the Yule Scepter. Might make him actually think twice about engaging onto one here, even with the ultimate at the ready. 8
seconds left for the relocate. Kind of setting up here. So.
Not gonna find the angle, so yeah. That was a disastrous relocate, for sure.
Yeah,
not the first one that we've seen, but hey.
I think Ditya should have used his God strength before relocating. It's just gives you a lot more time to set up. He used it afterwards, and then he could have potentially got another 1 or 2 swings in before getting stunned, and then maybe they could have got the kill on Spectre. So I would like to see that happen beforehand from Ditya, and then it should, should lead to more kills. So we'll see what he goes for next. After getting a cask in my face like that, I would go for a BKB. But
absolutely.
It's kind of tough to where he wants to be, right? You kind of feel like you're immortal because you have the Dazzle and the Wisp. If you imagine, like if the Wisp was or the Dazzle was there during the team fight, he could have been kept alive, and then maybe Ditya could have just shredded the enemy, but only had the Wisp there and kind of got taken out. And they're just playing really aggressive mid here.
Really want to take this tower, even pop God Strength for it, but there's a TP coming. Steamer already in the back, there's a clap here, the draw blinks out, Pasha comes in, Sneko dropping quite low, not low enough. Shallow Grave will keep him alive, but lifted up in the air is a Sven here, he will he will also die after they interrupt Sneko's TP. You know, everyone's there to control up the Sven.
Oh, he got the
tries to go for Steamer here, gets a stun up, but not before the damage was there, and yeah, there's no help coming. Artstyle here, he's even being tracked down. No way for him to go either. Another 3 kills, going the way of Vega at the end of it all. I guess base graded for Dendy here, who's chopping away at the tier 2 top, but the Queen of Pain is not a pushing hero. That one's not gonna go down anytime soon, and no one electing to use the rest of the ultimate to do some damage to Roshan. Pasha joining the party. Gonna be able to take that without contest, obviously, after taking a fight like that. General here scouting it out, trying to be a little bit annoying, but unless he wants to go for a really cheeky play, yeah, he can't do it. Not with a Firefly for them anyway.
I mean, these Mag is just playing really well right now with his Brewlings. He had a really good stun there. Nice cyclones all around, canceling TPs. Pretty much MVP of that team fight. So. Yeah, when I talked about the General versus the Mag battle, so far Mag is coming out ahead. But I'm getting too carried away right now, because at the same time, Navi have acquired 5 outer towers, whereas Vega have only secured 1. But it's all in preparation for Pasha, right? He's got his Relic right now, and that's when it gets very scary for Navi. They're going to have a Radiant Spectre on their hands the next team fight, it looks like, and it's very hard to deal with.
Vega's getting slowly to all items that they want. King are even working on the Aether Lens. Hasn't completed here if he wants to disassemble the Arcane Boots. So that means more swap range, more stun range for him. The Witch Doctor might be a 4-staff in the works, or perhaps an Aghanim Scepter with the Staff of Wizardry, but he has the levels that he needs. He has max level cast, max level Voodoo Restoration 2, just for the sustain. So yeah, Vega just getting started. play. And Navi, well,
There you go, top.
Try and go and relocate comes in. Vincere comes in with the stun onto Pasha. He had a nice swap out from King Art. Dandy follows up and not quite enough damage with the Sonic Wave to bring back the. Oh, what? Oh, he still does the damage over time, I suppose. But hey.
No, he had enough.
Yep,
He
almost
used
got
his
out.
ulti and then he was down to 100 HP and he still had the Orchid left on him.
Okay,
So.
the Orchid. Oh yeah. Didn't see that happen, but yeah, okay. That was almost a really good defensive play from Vega. But Spectre going down means that Navi get a little bit of breathing space, and actually if you look at the net worth, Vincere is still on top of it here, working on that BKB, almost has it finished too. Farming up the jungle now to get that extra bit of gold.
Yeah, that was definitely a good time to relocate. Kind of catching the Spectre out there. The only way they could really stop that play from happening is if he swaps and then immediately stuns Dendi, and then the Spectre is very far away already. But it didn't happen in the end. More space given to Navi. So this is going to be freeing up General. He's got his 4 staff now. Dendi with that kill is going to be working towards his BKB, and he really needs to get it soon. But at the same time, they know that the cooldowns are on cooldown. Jeez, guys, it's hard.
Cooldowns
But
are there, yeah.
so this is a good smoke kick
fine
right here. Art style.
He should be dead here. Follow up silence here, and he will just brought down instantly. Not exactly the target that they hope to go for.
Bottom lane.
Oh, bottom lane.
Pasha.
Oh god, they find Pasha here. I was not able to horn out. I guess he is, but I still get the kill on him at the very end.
Super
Mag comes in
greedy.
to try and get a counter here. Vincere immediately TPing out. Mag, no mana for the ultimate, and even if he did, he would have had the time to get a disable out.
Super greedy right there from Pasha. I'm trying to figure out what he was thinking there. Relocate top. Here we go. Here's the back door.
Alright, this is a tiny like play, but hey. Vincere and Nako making it work. They'll be back in another couple of seconds, so Vincere trying to get. Oh, he's being swapped back outside
didn't
range almost. Off the wisp here.
No one didn't get
They
the
does
Yules
get
off
it
in
back.
time. Oh, if he
That was
could have got
almost
that
very
Yules
bad.
off.
It was almost very bad for Navi, but managed to make it work to a nice little amount of damage to tier 3 for free, essentially. And they also force Vega back to base, so they can't even take the tier 1 in the bottom lane.
Thing is, if no one had gotten that Yules or even the silence off, that was a huge kill onto Sven, and that would have given enough time, I think, for Spectre to get her Radiance. Because then, without the threat of the relocate there, with the Venge standing behind, I think they would keep her safe. But yeah, they just need to get her the Radiance. They need to group up as 5 and protect her. This is taking way too long. 3 more minutes have gone by, which she should have had it 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
And
at the same time, no one also looking at I guess he's looking at decent item progression as well. Already has a soul booster going into the Octarine most likely, and this is also where it becomes much harder to deal with no one, much harder than it actually already is with the Spirit Siphon. Gonna get some extra help from that, also from the Spirits, doing all that extra damage here as well. As I said, Vega have to be careful not to throw that away, but at the same time, they might get the Curry here, and not quite enough, 7 health points left. No one not strong enough. And now TP out from both Nako and Vincere, not willing to overstay the wall from on top, so yeah, Aegis will be reclaimed. But a good time to look at items here. We talked about no one, we talked about Spectre. Sporty, Ether Lens on King R, also talked about that. And Witch Doctor, Seema, not really with the best, and obviously not with the best amount of gold in his pocket. Still trying to work on that 4 stuff.
Navi are doing a really good job right now. So they're splitting up the map, farming everywhere effectively, and they're getting the BKBs that they really need for the next engagement. They have BKB already on Ditya. It's almost done on Dindy too. And these are your 2 cores that are going to have a really good time in the team fights. The Radiance isn't going to be doing anything towards them, so they're going to have to get a lot done. Definitely going to have to get a lot done, because once the BKBs start wearing down, then Vega is going to be looking very scary. And at the end of the day, with no one having a good game still, he's going to be having his Octarine very shortly, and I'm wondering if they can even burst him down, considering how defensive the Venge has been playing. He's been doing a really good job, so they're going to have a very hard time bursting heroes down if Vega keep playing good with the Venge swaps.
Yeah. Hasn't always worked out to save the carries, but it's definitely the right decision.
He's been
go for
doing
these
them.
kind of
It's just a little bit too slow
Yeah.
or a little bit out of position. He wasn't quite there at the top lane, right behind Spectre when he got jumped.
Yep.
If he was, then potentially it could have been a save. But Ditya is going to play really aggressive here in the mid lane. I think his next item should be. He has a lot of attack speed already coming in from the Wisp. I really like MKB this game, just for getting through the Brewmaster as well as, getting through the Spectre Radiance. If you miss 1 or 2 right clicks just because of that 17%, it becomes very disastrous sometimes in the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, for now you kind of have the long duration BKB to try and counteract that effect a little bit, but that one's gonna wear low. You want to have that MKB at some point. Just make sure that you don't always have to pop the BKB. Just make sure that you can right click, even if there are maybe no threats of stuns or anything anymore on the field. But yeah, he's still farming up, still trying to push as well. Navi very aggressive, as you said. They're already looking at the high ground again. They catch wind of the fact that Vega all down on the bottom. Maybe they want to even jump on Pasha, which is kind of the way that you want to play against Spectre, right? Go on Spectre instead of the rest of the team, because even though Spectre can join in with the Haunt at any time, it's not true for his support.
Yeah, it's kind of like thinking along the lines of Spectre and Morphling, because Morphling will always use the replicate, and Spectre can just haunt in. So normally they're going to be all farming on their own. You do want to try to find them out and isolate them and kill them. But at the same time, Pasha's been doing a really good job just staying in the base, hiding, waiting for the creep waves to come to the tier 3 towers. He's already died 2 times going too far outside of the base. He's definitely playing a lot better right now, just shoring up that he won't die. And Vega taking a good tower there, knowing that they are kind of a little bit stronger. And, well, all the timely items are here. What are they going to be waiting on for the side of Na'Vi? I guess they're going to make a play around Roche? Yeah, seems like it.
And what other reason is there to try and delay this?
Well, they're doing a really good job, like I said earlier. You want to split up the map, and you want to look for pick-offs as much as you can. And that's what happens when you delay the game as they're doing it right now, instead of just, brute forcing down a lane. And it just allows you to, get these easy pick-offs because you have the Whisk and the Batrider. They can just go around smoking and doing a lot of work. But Vega's not giving them any opportunities for the last 5 minutes here, so
yep.
Really good job. Ether Lens completed on King R. This is a huge item.
Yep. We said Vega is not really exposing themselves to Na'Vi. At the same time, they're getting all their openings right now. Doing it again. Ditcher Snake, you're trying to backdoor here. Forcing out a glyph at the very least. And taking care of a couple of the creeps. Bottom lane. No, they find Dandy, gets the silence off, and now no one trying to track him down. BKB, yeah, has to BKB just to blink out. That's a big commitment there.
That's a really good play from no one. That can go for Roche now. They have ulti online. And Dindy doesn't have a BKB. That's a huge teamfight item. They absolutely need that. I don't know. And they don't have relocate. I mean, this is the perfect time to go into the Roche pit, but Vega opting not to.
Not just yet.
Maybe just a little bit too scared of the Batrider and the split push plays. They don't even need Spectre in the Roche pit. No, they're doing it.
Yeah, I don't really think they feel very scared right now of Na'Vi, because they have all the items that they want. They have the Octarine on that probably completed. They even have an Argon Scepter on the Brewmaster, so if he gets his ultimate off, he's gonna be even more effective than he was.
Oh, Batrider, General.
Na'Vi, they know what's up. They do get the weave inside the Roche pit. In general,
they have to
scout out, comes
Roche.
in, does not quite get the lasso off, and now silence. But that does not stop the Force Staff out at the very least.
The weave,
keep no one guessing it.
Oh my god,
Oh no, he didn't expect that.
Oh, mid.
Didn't quite expect that mid lane. Oh, what's going on here? Ditya with a BKB here, just not the stun. Well, it's King on. Mac would have been in a bad spot, but now Mac, he was the one going in. Doesn't get the clap off though. He's
no,
control up
wrong
by
person.
General here. Comes right to the lunatic, but finally gets it off. Now perhaps a turnaround. Pasha in the back here. Dandy dropping low on cover of that BKB. Yeah, Pasha just trying to find the right clicks here, but he's also in control of General with the flame break. That's not enough to keep him safe. Now on style with the Shallow Grave, Ditching around, zipping back, and a fourth Seamer Slayer, yeah. That silence will interrupt his death warden. I don't know who's winning that fight. King are trying to bring them some but then need to rescue. Now Mac dropping low at the end of his ultimate, unable to do anything else. Now being stunned up and brought down. Yeah, that's Neko staying alive the entire time, keeping everybody up. Then they rejoin the party here. That's a 5-man wipe, just like that.
Oh, I mean, at that moment, Death Prophet has to go for the play in the Roche pit because once your ulti is down, you're pretty much losing the team fights, and you've already hard committed. But he had Weave on him. Weave absolutely crushed him. Well played from Artstyle. Well played from General there. I mean, they just crushed them. Now they're going to get this free Roche. And now it's just the BKB factor. It's really hard for Mag to play in this situation when you can't really, you can't send up anybody in the air besides you know, the Dazzle or the Wisp. And the Wisp is already tethered to them. They already got the BKBs off. It's just a nightmare to play Panda when you can't send anybody up in the air. That's a core. So
that blunder in the Roche pit set Navi up for so much success. And now if you glance again on net worth chart, Didjara, who's been ahead in terms of net worth the entire game, is now getting even more done, sitting at 18k net worth, and looks like he want to go for the MKB instead. Perhaps a straight Daedalus here, has the Crystallis and plenty of gold to finish it off if he wants to. That's one way to get damage, I suppose. It's making sure that the right clicks that you do get in count for a whole lot.
Yeah, I think Daedalus is just all around, you know, it's always going to be the better DPS item, and if you get those crits and you get those hits in, it's, you know, pretty much guaranteed victory and going to be like 2 or 3 shot and hit heroes. But at the same time, he still needs he needs to shore up a little bit more. They don't have the Assault Cuirass online. I'm curious to see what Dendi will go for first. Normally Queen of Pains in these situations when they're going against physical heavy lineups, they go AC and Shivas, but Sven could go for the AC too, and it wouldn't be that bad. So we're gonna see what they want to do, how they're gonna put their items on the heroes here, and I'm really curious to see if Nine Pasha can do a lot more in the team fights, because once he has this Manta style online, the pure damage is going to start kicking in, and the BKBs are not going to help you. It's not going to help you against the Desolate. No, actually, it appears to spell meaning. My bad, guys. So I'm kind of hyping it up here, but like I said earlier, BKBs, they're starting to dwindle down. We got a 9-second on Sven, 8-second on Dendi, and if they can just hold out, keep holding and holding for Vega, they can do really good in the team fights in later stages of the game.
Seems like Navi though, I mean, Navi know that too, right? You don't want to go up against a Spectre late game if you can help it. That's like common knowledge. So right now they still have the Aegis on Dendi. They have that level 3 Sonic Wave. They have Didjara, who's an absolute monster with a very... Well, actually he went for the MKB. Just a casual crit, so hey.
Oh, nice.
Even with the
so
BKB down.
Hey, I was right for once. No,
he was right, I was left. The 1k MMR and 1k MMR analysis.
No, it's
working
fine.
out this time.
He thought about it, and his team was probably like, no, go for the. I don't know. It's one of those situations where you always go Daedalus on Sven, but in this situation, it just seems so much better for you to just go for the MKB to make sure you always hit in these situations. But like you said, going back to your point, yeah, it's very scary playing against a Spectre, but I mean, if the Spectre gets 3-shot by Sven, it's not going to be scary at all. But at this situation, I would be way more scared of the Death Prophet right now. With her being up, she has the Octarine, she has the Plate Mail, she's getting really tanky, and they're going to have to find ways to get her. Oh, bottom? Dendi? They could have forced out a BKB there. That's what they wanted. But
DP is kind of a... If you don't bring it down immediately at the beginning of the fight, he's just gonna pop ultimate, yield himself up, and then what do? For 2 seconds, the spirits are gonna do so much damage, gonna heal her up if you already and negate the damage that you already did to no one. And then afterwards, he's just gonna get the spirit siphons off, get the silences off to disrupt the entire team fight, and this is the big strength of the Death Prophet right now. Sure, the BKBs will keep the cores kind of away from that to some degree, at least when it comes to silence. Middle lane, Mag comes in, gets the ultimate off, Didjara pops the BKB, Artstyle with the Limit Cave trying to get out here, but now Didjara, trying to get on target, but right now he's being kited as hell.
Art's out great.
Can't really keep anything else. Still gets the weave out. No one caught with that. Now caught with last up swapped out of it. And Ditera ends up falling to all that physical damage as we're talking about from the Death Prophet. They do get the Brewmaster in the end, but that's a price Vega willing to pay. They're gonna get a tier 2 off of this as well, with their ultimate still having a couple of seconds online. And oh, look at this!
Oh my god!
Almost brings him down. The Yule's just in time. Danny going for a play, but now the sun is up. He can't get out.
They have a stun. They have a stun on Seema. Oh, this is so bad for Dindy.
Oh no! Can he get out? I guess get the blink out just at the edge. General also trying to be a little bit annoying there. Does have help from Snake. What does he really want to go for? Well, then he comes back, yes, but he doesn't have his ultimate to really do the big damage anymore. But they still get Seema, swap out from no one. The King R sacrificing himself as carry, but General, he wants more. He wants to bring that no one. Gets a couple of stacks, gets a couple of napalm stacks on him. He turns around, double Yules. Pasha, all he has to contribute is dagger, and that's not going to keep them from keep them away.
Look at the black line just chasing. Your shadow haunts you forever. Oh, this is such good play coming in from Navi towards the end there. I mean, once again, the DP puts himself in a bad position because of the art style and his really good weaves, and but at the same time, it's and losing that team fight like that when the Savin is dead, it's got to demoralize you a bit, because that is your heavy right clicker. It's just the sustain coming in from the IO, from the Dazzle. Do they have boots of travel on? No, they just TP'd mid. He's coming.
It's kind of surprised still that they were able to do that, but would then they be able to survive? If they'd gotten the stun off, and then you would have probably died right then and there, and it would have looked much different. As it stands though, they were able to really benefit from the extra mobility from the Wisp, and the Battle Rider just going YOLO, going ham, even without the lasso at the ready.
I was really surprised that Seema didn't just go right up to Dindy's face and then try to cast Paralyzing Cast. It was very confusing for me. Maybe he felt like he couldn't get it off in time when he respawned, but if you're right on top of him, you can get that stun off 100%. I think King R had 1 second left on his stun cooldown. Oh, it was very close, but he was definitely very far away from Dindy when he cast the stun, to say the least. So, kind of interesting to see how far away they were from his corpse when he respawned. But at the end of the day, Navi, you're coming out ahead there. But this is just still a lot of space and time for the Vega Squadron, and this is what they're kind of thriving on. They still haven't lost the racks, getting those BKBs lower, and they almost have a heart, it looks like, on the Spectre.
He's forgoing the meta style for those, so paving survivability and just the ability to stay in a fight, as opposed to just having the extra illusions to deal the damage on isolated targets. And the way this game's been going, I do have to agree with that, because Pasha, they need more from him, right? You talked about it before. They need to have him contribute to the fights. They need to have him do that extra damage to push them over the edge, bring down supports in the backlines at the beginning of the fight if possible. So to be able to do that, he needs a little bit of extra time and looking to the heart to actually provide him with that.
Trying to see who's kind of on the back foot here. Let's look at the gold graph. 14,000 on the side of Navi.
Wow.
Doesn't really feel that way. It does feel about 10k, but it didn't feel like 15k. Really good pressure from Navi, just keeping up. It just goes to show you how much Sven's net worth is right now. He's kind of like all in right now. He had no buyback. He has a Daedalus. He has an MKB. No attack speed. Oh, Pasha. Not here. Can't even say not like this anymore.
It's quite for our general. Go for the pushback here. Yeah, if you get caught with a lasso, Vengeful Spirit is not in range for the swap immediately. You're just gonna get lassoed, 4-step down, and all of a sudden you're freaking dead.
Yeah, they really want to have the blink up on Dindy with the Hex. Like, obviously you want to blink in Hex, so they're kind of waiting on that. If they can get that off onto the Venge and start a team fight off with the Wisp Sven, as like you said, they get a good lap, so then they're gonna completely crush. So they have to be very careful. This is a really good play from Vega. If they do not make a good play here, it could be over, just because Navi will have better initiation. And I like them just going for it. At the same time, like we talked about, they don't have any stuns besides the Venge, really. Maybe the setup from no one. Oh, General!
He's gonna drop it, and now he's
back
in the midst of that. Oh no! Vincere finds everyone together! King R Vega, no one, and Seema are dead. Mac with the ultimate in the pit, not doing anything, just gonna be, yeah, just gonna be run down. That's a GG, well played. That escalated quickly.
Well,
Navi.
Ouch.
you just got Sven, man. In the face. Oh, that is not the target you want to go on. You do not want to go on a Bat Rider. You have to blow up, or at least kite the Sven around. They just got initiated on and...
Yeah, they didn't have a choice. I mean, they were smoked up, but then General was already up in the air. He popped the smoke, and the immediate reaction from Navi. Blinking from Ditya, a massive stun, and just 2 or 3 swipes. This is Sven can do with these kind of items, and the God Strength. That's all it took to to
They
send
were just
Vega
caught in
back
that
to
little
base.
corner, and in that little corridor, and they didn't use the haunt fast enough.